Kwento at kape, sama-sama tayo. Kwento at kape, sama-sama tayo. Kwento at kape, usapang totoo.
Hello everyone! And again, ito na naman ang ating kwento at kape. Matagal-tagal ding natigil yung kwento at kape natin. Ang una nating guest ay si Mr. Christian Emmanuel Flores. And siya ulit yung ating suki na i-interviewin natin for this segment ng kwento at kape. Kasi kapapanalo lang niya ng Mr. Elite Society Man of the World. So siya yung nakakuha ng title na Man of the World, wherein he will be competing in the international pageant that will be hosted by Philippines. Man of the World International Pageant sa Philippines na po to. So we are all proud. Tayong mga OFWs ay dala niya yung bandila. Asian community actually, yung kanyang ipapakilala. And then, but then, part ng Asian community will be the Filipino community. So, let us all be proud. Again, our guest, once again, sa Kwento at Kape, Mr. Christian Emmanuel Flores. Palpak naman dyan. Okay, so Christian, eto na naman tayo. Nasungkit mo na naman yung crown
For the second time.
from the ginoong OFW, right?
Yeah.
And now, ang iyo ngayong nasungkit na crown ay pang international pageant na.
Thanks to God.
So, anong feeling?
It's kind of mixed emotion kasi it's a different stage. It's a different platform. Like, kasi I was just competing from barangay, from campus. I had my local pageant. I had my national pageant.
Mhm.
But this time, you're gonna be dealing with different people, with diverse culture. So, I don't know what will happen to me there. But I'm always asking God to guide me throughout my competition and my journey.
That's good. So,
Yeah.
anong dinala mong advocacy this time?
I'm actually an advocate of education towards mental health awareness. There is just one guy who was teaching us, who was speaking to us. He told us that kung mag-aano ka ng advocacy mo, if you're going to present an advocacy to everyone, make sure that it's part of your life. It happened to you. Wherein, as what I was always saying when I was saying my advocacy, I almost killed myself because of depression. So, because of the help of other professionals, because of their assistance, for me to be able to think critically and to deal with this kind of problems that I had, I was able to surpass it. That's why I'm always, as a teacher also, I'm always trying to promote my advocacy, which is education towards mental health awareness. Because, education is the most powerful tool as a teacher. And on my experience, once someone is being educated, you'll go far.
That's good.
Regardless of what you are experiencing, whether it's a mental health illness or a personal problem or a financial problem, in everything, what's the most important is you are being educated. Education is very powerful.
Yes, talaga naman. Totoo yon. Education is a powerful tool for all of us. Especially sa OFWs.
Yeah.
Kailangan mong matuto kasi uuwi ka sa Pilipinas, laban ka na naman doon. Kung wala kang dalang sandata na bagong kaalaman, paano ka lalaban sa Pilipinas? Marami tayong kakompetensya doon ngayon sa Pilipinas. So kaya kailangan ng new knowledge. And you're
Yeah.
correct on that. Okay, sige, Christian, diretso tayo sa mga tanong na siguro gusto ring itanong ng iyong mga followers sa FB tsaka sa TikTok.
Yeah.
Siguro, first question is, ikwento mo nga sa amin, ano yung una mong naramdaman? Yung mga naramdaman mo noong tinawag ang top 10, top 5, and then nung ginawa ng i-announce na yung winner. Ano yung mga feelings? Ano yung mga naramdaman mo sa katawan mo? Meron bang chills? May goosebumps ba? O ano ba talaga? Or pumasok ba sa isip mo na anything goes, bahala na? So, ikwento mo nga yung journey yon.
Actually, there's a pressure on my side. Like, I just what you told me a while ago. I just won from Ginoo. So I'm going to compete again for Mr. Elite. Actually, I'm backing out because I thought I could not handle the pressure. But God is good. You know what? I was being called last. Every cut of the competition from top 10 to top 5. And what I was experiencing that time was I was shaking, I was sweating like, oh my God. I was talking to God like, will I make it or not? And then when I finally like realized there is something that was lacking to me that time, that I was not trusting Him. Then because they called 1 to 7, then when the seventh one was called, I was like, okay, I will leave it to you. Whatever happens, I know that you have a plan. I know that if I would not make it, you'll be giving me a bigger opportunity rather than this. So when I was thinking of that, when I told him that I will trust him, I was called for the 8th place. Like, oh my God, this is my moment. I was trying to memorize my speech because it's when your name was called or your place was called, you'll be saying or you'll be telling everyone about your advocacy, and it has to be nice. Like you should have the pattern when you're saying it. But what happened last coronation was I wasn't able to memorize it. Like I was mental blocking. Like what's happening with me? You know, I was telling myself when my name was called, like, oh, this is something that I learned from Ginoo. I will just speak from my heart. Whatever comes out, it was from my heart. And it is for the judges and for the people to appreciate it. And that's what I did. And when I was speaking, I was looking at the crowd if they appreciated it, because whenever someone is speaking, I am not trying to judge my co-candidate the way they spoke rather on that particular stage, but I was looking for someone that I think would make it to the top 5. Those candidates that had received clap and applause from the people. And likewise to mine, when I finished speaking, I was looking at them. Did they appreciate me? Did they like my speech? But when I saw them, like, they were clapping for me. Like, I felt the goosebump on my end, like, oh my God, thank God. Like, I realized whenever you speak from your heart, and when they hear you speaking sincerely, they will really appreciate you.
Nung top 5, ano
Top
nangyari?
5. Actually, at the backstage, when I was called top 10, as what I've told you, I was talking to God like, okay, I'll trust you. At the backstage, every candidate, like, they were looking forward to, this is the crown that I like. They asked me, what about you? What do you like? What crown do you like? I said, whatever God gives me. I don't care. I don't mind. If He will give me this opportunity, I will attend my commitment. But if not, I will always thank Him. Because this top 10, at least hindi ako laglag sa top 10. I mean, I made it to the top 10. Hindi ako one place. I'm already thankful. Because I was not getting any award. I did not even get an award. It was my designer's award. It was not mine. So, I was like, will I make it? But then, suddenly, when I made it, okay, thank you, Lord. At least you made me realize that I'm not a failure. But then, going to the top 5, when we were on the stage, like, they called the first one, second one, third one, and the fourth one. Then there's only one spot left. And when my name was not yet called, I was looking at my co-candidates who were still there. And I saw Gio, I saw Paolo, and I saw what's his name? The one with the good face. I forgot his name. Sorry if you're going to watch this. I saw them. There were still 3 there who were very strong. Like, oh Lord, I said, whatever happens, again, I'll give it to you. Then Carl suddenly called my name for the top 5. Like, oh yes. that was my reaction. If you're going to go back to the what do you call this, live. If you're going to go back there, you'll see how I reacted. Like, oh yes, this is my moment. Like, this is the final moment. At least that just top 10, I made it to the top 5. Then when I was in the top 5, I was just telling Lord, it's okay. If I'll be placed last among the 5, it's okay. I'm very thankful. Yeah.
Okay, so it was such a good journey dun sa stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so ano ibig mong sabihin, wala kang nakuhang mga special awards?
I didn't get any award, Mr.
Okay.
Arlene. Like, before the announcement of top 10, I really told Miss Kazi, my handler, that I said, I think I won't make it. I was like teary-eyed, like, because on my Ginoo journey, there were bashers, like, they were telling me that I didn't deserve the crown, but wherein I didn't do anything. Like, huh? That was my reaction. I was, when in my Ginoo journey, I was like, I did my best. I gave my very best because I was an independent candidate that time. Then suddenly you're gonna be invalidated by people that you didn't deserve the crown. That's why, as what I've said a while ago, the pressure is on me. That's why that time, before the announcement of top 10, I came by Miss Cassie, my handler. Then I told her, like, oh my God, I think I won't make it. Because, like, everyone is getting an award. Then, me is not. I wasn't getting any. Like, oh my God, I think this is not my moment.
Okay, so usually, ibig mong sabihin, sa mga pageant pala, hindi dapat maging basihan lagi ang special awards.
Actually, Mr. Arlene, because when I was in Ginoo, although I got like 4 minor awards, no, they were 3, I think. Best in costume, best in advocacy. I think, no, I got 2. Only the best in costume and best in advocacy. However, what happened was, I placed second consistently among other awards.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the pageantry, like, that's actually the number 1 rule in the pageantry. It doesn't mean that you're not getting any award. You're not making it to the top. As long as you are consistent from the very beginning, at least you are not, you're always part of the top 3. You can make it to the top 5. That's what I have learned from everything, from my pageant journey. So you should always be consistent. It's not just about from what I've learned, it's not just about the looks, the physique. Every beauty is very subjective. It depends on the judges. And now about the physique, what do you call this? We are now celebrating people's differences. Yeah, we are welcoming, just like what happened to Mr. Angeles from Pampanga, from Mr. Pampanga. He's being celebrated and being appreciated by people because of his confidence. It's not about your body. It's always how you're going to carry yourself on stage. That's why I'm telling you, it doesn't mean that you're getting a lot of awards, you're gonna win. It doesn't mean that you're not getting an award, you're not gonna be on top. You should always be consistent on how you're going to carry yourself on stage, especially when you're going to speak, because it has points. So, I mean, yes, you have weakness, you have these strong points, but you should always have your game plan on how you're going to use your weakness as your strength, and your strength on how you're going to use your strength and emphasize them on stage. That's what really matters. It doesn't mean that you're not the most handsome. It doesn't mean that you're not you're not the most handsome, you won't make it. Because I admit to myself, whenever I'm joining competition, I'm not telling to myself that I'm the most handsome. What I was always putting in my mind, like, yes, I might not be the most handsome, but I can make it. In any aspect.
You can carry yourself with confidence.
Yeah, that's what truly matters, because face is not enough. You should have enough confidence. You should have enough confidence, rather, because that's as for myself, whenever I'm judging, that's what I'm looking for a candidate. Whenever I am competing, that's what I am trying to emphasize to everyone, because some confidence is very hard to build.
Okay, so next question is, sa dinami-dami ng mga challenge ng pageantry na sinalihan mo, from the Philippines hanggang sa makarating ka dito. Ano yung masasabi mo na parang nalampasan mo na challenge? Ano yung pinakamahirap?
Actually, ang pinakamahirap na challenge sa akin before, from my very first pageant, was to enhance myself. I told you, I was always telling everyone, whenever I'm speaking about my advocacy, I was physically and verbally bullied by my classmates. Because I didn't have like a good body. I was very fat. Plus, yung balat ko pa. It is not a standard for everyone, especially Filipino. Pag hindi ka maputi, hindi ka maganda. Pag maitim ka, dugyot ka. That's what I had experienced before. So, yung struggle ko is like, nag-self-doubt ako kung magagawa ko ba to. Can I make it to change myself? Papayat ba ako? Puputi ba ako? Can I step on stage? Pero by God's grace, I was able to overcome it like, kasi during that time na binabago ko yung sarili ko, pumasok din ako sa church. Like, I was listening to Bible verse. Pag nagda-doubt ako, I was like, I have to read this one. I have to remind myself that there is God. Even though people are doubting me, there is God who is believing in me. He knows that I can make it. That's why that's why like after 2 months, I transformed from being fat to physically fit. And then, hindi naman ako pumuti, but at least my skin was enhanced because yung gumagamit na ako ng mga beauty product na I know that can improve myself, to improve my self-confidence. Ganun kasi dapat eh. Whenever you are trying to gain your confidence, try to change yourself. Because pag binago mo yung sarili mo, totally change your principle, your values, but just yourself just to be appreciated by other people. And to build your confidence, you have to make it. You have to do it. Kasi that's number one. If you want to be appreciated by other people, especially you're going to enter this kind of industry, pageantry, you have to listen to them. For what is good for you. Okay? But yung mga bashing, yung mga like bullying on social media, you should not be listening. You should know what to listen to and what's not. Ganun kasi, that's what I've learned. Kasi even though that's why sabi ko nga sa'yo, that's the number one struggle that I had before. I was doubting myself. Even today naman, I'm still doubting myself. Pero wag ka, on my first competition, I made it. Like, I was first runner-up from Mr. Pampanga Colleges. Like, to the campus itself, to where I was bullied, I was crowned as first runner-up. By then, I was being appreciated by other people. Ang sarap ng feeling. Like, feeling ko, apakapogi ko na. I was like the same person na yung pupunta yung grupo ng kalalaki na kaklase mo, bubugbugin ka. Then, babaligtarin ka sa teacher. Then, sasabihan ka ng bombi, dugyot, mabaho. No. Everything had changed that time. Like, from being this person to this kind of person now. Even up to date, actually, there were still people who were doubting me. But good thing is that because of my experience from joining different pageants, kasi bashing is always there. So you should always be ready. Kaya nga in this competition, ang iniisip ko na lang, I don't mind. I don't care about bashers. Like, I am here and you won't be here. Yun yung sinasabi ko lagi sa sarili ko. Tumahol ka dyan, magsalita ka dyan, I don't care. I'm living my dream. I'm doing what I want. And if you're not happy with your life, then God bless you. That's what I'm always telling myself to them. That's what I'm always telling them inside of me. Kasi hindi pwedeng we need to accept constructive criticism from other people. For those who you trust, for those who think that whatever they say can improve you. Yun dapat yung tinitik natin. Pero yung mga bagay na like they are trying to say something to you para ibaba yung self-confidence mo, para i-degrade ka, for you to realize na hindi ka para dyan, even though that's the thing that you are enjoying and you're dreaming of. Huwag tayong makinig sa mga ganun. Yun nga yung pangit eh. I mean, I'm not trying to brag someone else. I'm not trying to make them down. Ang mahirap kasi, kung sino pa ang sa tingin nating may pangit yung muka, siya pa yung mas tatawag na pangit sa'yo. Kung sinong mas mataba sa'yo, siya yung tatawag na, siya yung magbabody shame sa'yo. That's a fact. That's a reality. Wherein they don't even realize na every word na sinasabi nila towards that candidate, for example, ako, syempre, it affects me. However, sabi ko nga, it's always about education. It's always about the people around you. Kung paano ka, kung sinong lalapitan mo whenever you felt that moment na parang feeling mo you're down na down because of the words came from someone else who were trying to make you down, to bash you. It's always the education. Kaya nga, ako personally, pag ako nadadalas yung bashing, I'm always seeking for other people to give me an advice how to deal with it. Kasi I'm not a perfect person. Tao din ako. Nalulungkot ako. Pero pag ako, sinabihan ako ng mga tao na yun na like, no, you should not be listening. You should not be doing this. Uplift your spirit. Then, lumalaban ulit yung spirit ko. Many people will doubt you in reality. Many people will always think na hindi mo makukuha yung isang bagay. Pero one thing that you can do is to believe in yourself. You should always believe that whatever you want, you can achieve. Meron nga tayong kasabihan, whatever your mind perceive, you can achieve. Yun yung lagi kong inaano. So if you entertain those bashers, if you believe with those bashers, na ganito, hanggang ganyan ka lang, hindi ka pwede sa ganito, you should not be in this kind of industry, then that's what going to happen with you. Pero if you think that this is mine, this is my moment, I will achieve whatever I want, then you'll get it. Ganun yung laging mindset ko.
Okay. That's a very long explanation.
Yeah. Because it's my perfect time to talk to our viewers. Kasi it's very relevant nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially to those who are bashing. Be careful, please.
Okay, so, maraming nagtatanong, ano bang ibig sabihin ng Mr. Elite Society? Ano yun? Ano yun? Isang organization? Ano to? Anong Elite Society?
Mr. Elite Society is an organization headed by Mr. Gam with his executives. In Mr. Elite Society, we do have 3 crowns. Number 1 is Man of the World, which is mine. The Mr. Universe, which is to my co-candidate, Mr. Mark Francis. And the Mr. Majestic has gotten by Mr. what do you call this? Jonard of Jeddah.
Okay.
And these 3 crowns, we who have gotten the crowns will be competing internationally. Wherein mine will be held in the Philippines, for Mr. Universe will be held in India, and for Mr. Majestic will be held in Cambodia.
Okay.
Mr. World and Mr. Majestic will be competing this June. Yeah, but I'll be the one to compete first.
Okay.
In the Philippines. It's a heavy competition. Sorry. So, yeah. So this is a organization led by Mr. Gam.
Okay. So, ibig sabihin ngayon pa lang, yung iba't ibang countries na magjo-join sa pageant sa Philippines, nagpi-prepare na rin. Katulad ng ginagawa mo ngayon.
Yeah, actually, I have the shortest time to prepare. Like, it's just
Okay.
less than a month. So, if I had my pressure from Ginoo to Mr. Elite, now I have the pressure of preparing myself to compete. Because, to be honest, in all honesty, I know that I am not aiming for the crown. Like, if God gives it to me, thank you. But I will give my best. I just want to, let's step into the reality. There were a lot of candidates who were very strong. Especially from different countries, especially from Latin Americas. I saw them, like, they are standard of beauty pageants, for male pageants, I mean. And when I was looking at the mirror, like, will I be able to make it? That's the question on my end. But what I was always putting in my mind, you're there. If God will give you the crown, thank you. If God will make it you to the semi-finalists, thank you. But your goal there is to represent the community, the Asian community of KSA well,
Yeah.
and not to be embarrassed. Although there are people who will always still question you. But still, my mindset now is I have to stand there with pride and honor for my
Yes.
community. That's what I was thinking now. Because, sabi nga sa Tagalog, bilog ang bola. We don't know. We don't know kung papasok tayo or not. We don't know if God will still bless me with this journey or not. Kaya, I'm always praying to Him every night. I just want your guidance. I just want to perform there well. I just want to perform there like hindi mapapahiya ang community. Kasi pinagkatiwalaan nila ako. They see potential on me. So, thank you kung makakapasok tayo. If not, thank you pa rin. Ganun na lang. Not everyone has the privilege to do the same.
Yes.
Yun yung iniisip ko. This is one of the biggest gift that God has given me.
Anyway, may kasabihan nga tayo, when you're on stage, stand with pride and be proud that you
Yeah.
are representing the Asian community, and that should be your attitude on that stage.
Yeah. And it's a plus if God will give you the crown.
Yes.
And hopefully, in God's name.
Laging kasama yan, ang
Yeah.
Diyos, laging kasama ang pagpe-pray. Okay? Yan yung magbibigay sa iyo ng lakas ng loob.
That's my number one tool. Not my national costume, not my formal wear, but God's power.
Yes. Ewan ko kung dapat kong itanong, ano sa palagay mo ang nakita ng mga judges para papanalunin ka as man of the world?
Actually, yun din yung tanong ko sa sarili ko eh. What did they see to me? But I think what they have seen to me is that even in the hardest time, I still fought. I still fight rather. I fought for this competition. Like there were a lot of people who were doubting me. There were a lot of people thought that I couldn't make it. I won't make it rather. Kasi they need someone who can represent the community with strength, like physically, mentally, and I think that's one thing that they saw to me. Because as what they've told me, it's not just about the scoring, like they will not be basing on this score, but they gonna be evaluating this top 5, and they will look after who's gonna be eligible for each crown. So since Man of the World is one of the biggest male pageant in the world, I think what they saw to me is my dedication also. I have been struggling mentally lately, but still I stand there, represented myself, represented the mom in the Mr. Elite Society competition on that particular stage. The organization themselves knew that I was struggling. Like, I was overthinking because there were a lot of people who were doubting me. I think that's the one thing, that's the Christian Emmanuel they saw. That's why they considered me.
Yeah.
That I am a fighter, regardless of what I'm experiencing right now, mentally, physically, or financially. They still saw the potential in me because of my determination. Like, because I was struggling and I still fought for what I want, which is this crown.
Yeah. Siguro nakita din nila yung dahil because of your confidence, nakita nila na you are the most ready because kasi kailangan mabilisan. Ito, June na.
Yeah.
Siguro nakita na rin nila yon.
I think so,
Diba?
because they were very
Kasi
vocal about that.
You're the most potential na ready na agad sabak.
Actually,
Siguro.
I was overwhelmed, like, am I really the one? Like, they were very vocal about it. Regardless of your score, we will be choosing someone who is ready to go for that competition right away. Like, who has the greatest potential. That's why, as what I was telling you, Mr. Arlene, I was doubting also myself. when I made it to the top 5, I told Lord, thank you, Lord. Regardless of my position, even I'm in the 4th place, I'm fine. I'm very, very fine. I'm very thankful. That's why when they announced Mr. Jervis, like, huh? Like, why is why was he 5th place among us? Then they announced, because he was one of the strongest candidate. Like, everyone was looking forward for him to get the crown. I was very surprised that time. Then after they announced Mr. Jervis as the last place among 5 candidates, they announced Mr. Jubail. Mr. Jubail was getting a lot of awards, especially minors award. He get Mr. Summerwear, Mr. What they call this, Barong, Best in Barong, and other special awards. So I was expecting that he'll get also a crown. So what? I said like, what, Lord? What are these for?
So, ibig sabihin, meaning lang nun is, there are lots of you there na strong contenders. Yun lang ang
Actually,
ibig
top 5
sabihin
were very strong.
Mm-mm.
Like, I mean, I have to admit it to myself. I know who can surpass me. I know who I can beat. But when they called Mr. Jervis, like, I was, what? Hindi ako? So I was expecting na last place was mine. Kung matawag man ako, siguro papalakpak na talaga ako. Thank you, Lord. I was, yeah, thank you, Lord. Thank you,
Pahambol
Lord.
na, pahambol.
No, not to mahambol. Like, it's actually an achievement. Whether I step on international or not, I was belong to the top 5 and I'm very grateful. Like,
Yeah.
dumaan talaga ako sa butas ng karayom. Imagine from top 10, Gio did not make it. Paolo did not make it. And that I just forgot his name, the one who has the face card. They did not make it. Then I made it. That's something to be grateful for. You know, top 5, Jervis was cold, Jubil was cold, and we were top 3, si Kuya Mark, what they call this? John Art, and I. Then, when we were top 3, since organizers, they were very vocal that Man of the World is the most intense competition. Your pressure will be there. The pressure on the candidate will be present there for sure. So they have to choose one of the most prepared candidate, or the most prepared, actually they said, candidate. So when they announced the first round, which is Man of the World, because they were announcing the first one to compete and up to the last one. So I was talking to Mr. Jonan because he told me that is his target crown. So I told him, bro, this is yours. Sa'yo na to. Congratulations in advance. I know you can make it. Makakauwi ka ng Pilipinas. Ako, any crown, kahit saan ako mapunta, I'm fine. And then from that moment, I was talking to him. They already announced that the Man of the World is me. Like, the organizer is telling, punta ka sa harap. Like, ikaw? Huh? Man of the World? That's why I was shaking. Seryoso kayo? Like, did you really choose me? Because you were very vocal na kung sino yung most prepared, who has the greatest potential, then he'll be crowned. That's why, oh my God, iba kang gumalaw, Lord. From there, from my doubtful moments before the competition, napalitan siya ng determination. Like, Lord, hindi lang, I told myself na hindi lang ang organizer ang nag-trust sa akin, even ng Diyos. Kasi binigay niya. Yeah, binigay niya. So, I have to live this dream. I have to make it with place or without place. I have to go there. I have to experience what Lord has made me to experience. Yun yung lagi kong inaano sa sarili ko. I don't care whatever people say. Even they see me as a person who doesn't have the potential to be there. I don't care. Still, I am Man of the World.
And that is your night.
Yeah.
That
was my night. That was the night given by our God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Go into the personal side muna tayo.
Except love life, please.
ano yung mga sakripisyong ginawa mo para makarating ka sa award na to, sa title na to? Ano yung mga sacrifices na ginawa mo?
Actually, financially, wala naman masyado. Kasi it was my handler's money was used. And I paid her when I got my prize. And mental side, marami.
Mm-mm.
I was overthinking like 3 days before the competition. I was overthinking. I didn't had enough sleep. Because I was thinking, what if matalo ako? Masakit kasi yun on my end. What if I won't make it? Tapos, kasi merong, to be honest, from being crowned, when I got ginoong OFW, I was so very happy. Sabi ko, that was my last. Nakuha ko ng goal ko eh. I had my crown. I already had my crown. Pero, I don't know, because of God's plan, siguro, napao kay Mr. Gap nung kinakausap niya ako. Kasi I was longing for, yes, I want to get a crown, but not in that kind of crowning. I was longing for, I want to be crowned in front of a lot of people. And then, that did not happen. Like, I was just proclaimed as a winner in closed door. There were no people who were watching there. And now, as what I've told my previous handler, I think it's a perfect time for me to join again because I want to have my own moment, my crowning moment. That's why I've decided. Yeah. See, mentally, because I was overthinking like, what if I won't make it? What if I failed? So, and heads up, I was bashed when I was in Gunoo. So, they were bashing me that I didn't deserve the crown. Like, it was rigged. It was rigged. So, in Tagalog, it's luto. So, they doubted me na hindi ko kaya. So, that's also a thing that I sacrifice because I already have a crown. And I have to take it from them na kailangan ko patunayan yung sarili ko. Kaya nag-join ako ulit. And that's one of my sacrifices. Yung pinatulong ko sila from their challenge. But in God's grace, I was able to make it.
Yes. Wala, ang pinakita mo lang naman doon is your determination. How determined you are para maabot yung pangarap mo. And nobody except yourself ang makakapagpatunay niyan. Hindi manggagaling sa ibang tao na ididikta nila kung ano ang dapat mong gawin. It's only you yourself.
Yeah,
Okay?
definitely.
Yes. So, ito. Sino ang unang-una mong tinawagan nung nanalo ka right after the event?
Actually, wala akong
Para
tinawagan.
ibalita.
Wala akong pwedeng tawagan dito. Wala akong pwedeng tawagan that time. Kasi nung pagka-corona ko, I just felt so tired and I want to sleep. However, tapos nung nasa airport na ako, di pala sa airport yun. Papunta na ako sa airport, sinabihan ko yung mga kapatid ko. They were the first one that I told the good news. Kasi, actually, they were always my inspiration. Like, whatever I do, whatever I have in life, I'm always telling myself it's for my family.
That's good.
I want to make them proud. Yun lagi yung sinasabi ko.
And they're really proud.
I am definitely
Yes.
sure. 100% they are proud.
That's good.
Especially my mother. Yeah.
So ngayon, hindi ko alam kung ano yung tanong sa'yo, yung last question. Ano ba yung tanong sa'yo na last question? At kung itatanong ko ulit yan sa'yo, ano yung magiging sagot mo ngayon? Ano yung last question na yon sa inyong tatlo?
At the top 5.
Top 5.
We didn't have
Yeah.
top 3. Actually, the final question was we have the common question, and we were isolated. So I was the last one to answer the question. So the question was, if you have I don't know how to construct it properly from exactly from what we had,
Yes.
but it sounds like this. Sorry, if you were among Mr. Elite has 3 crowns. It was like this. And for you to be able to get the crown, what is the what quality that you have that you can bring on international stage?
Okay.
That's the question. That's the thought of the question. From
So,
what I have remembered. If I were to able to answer it, actually I will answer the same.
ngayon.
Yeah, I will answer the same. I won't change my answer. I will still be the man of inspiration. Like, I could not say because I am handsome, because I am the tallest among the candidates, because I am a well-spoken person. Everyone has this kind of traits and characteristics, especially physically. As what I've told you a while ago,
Yeah.
beauty is very subjective. But what quality do I have is my own story. Pageants are not made just to show beauty. There's a deeper meaning with of this kind of what do you call this events. These events show that regardless of who you are, you should always embrace yourself with confidence. And that's what happened to me. That's why I told everyone that I'm a man of inspiration. I was bullied, I was doubted, I doubted myself. I was told that I won't go any further. Dun lang ako. So, I want to tell everyone that kind of story of mine. My story of mine. I was doubted, I was being bullied, I was told that from where I will be still the same in the future. But they were all wrong. The person they were bullied and was called ugly, stinky, and someone who has no personality and can't achieve his dream is someone who were standing on that particular stage and who is going to stand in international stage. Like, personally, I was like, this is me now. That's why I was telling them on that particular night that whoever doubts you, whoever think that you won't go further, do not believe in them. Just always remember me. What happened to me should always be used whenever you feel that.
Correct.
Yeah. Because this competition is not just about beauty. It's about how you're going to stand as an inspiration to everyone. How you're going to inspire others. How you're going to uplift them. That's what really matters here. Yeah, it's not just about beauty.
Yeah, minsan kasi ang tingin ng tao sa pageantry is mababaw. Ang ikakalalim lang ng pananaw ng mga manonood at ng mga nag-i-interpret yan ay kung paano nila ida-digest yung mga sinasabi ng mga candidates. Doon kasi nagkakaroon ng lalim yung meaning ng pageantry. Kung paano sasabihin at sasagutin ang mga tanong. Doon nagkakaroon ng lalim.
Yeah.
And nagkakaroon ng meaning. Okay? So, yun. Last question tayo. Ayan. Isang ba ito? Okay. So, Christian, last question. Kung may isang batang Pilipino na nanonood sa atin ngayon at iniisip niyang imposible ang pangarap niya dahil mahirap ang buhay, ano ang ipapayo mo at sasabihin mo sa kanya?
There is no hard thing in life. As long as you believe that you can achieve it, you will have it. But one thing, or the most important thing that you have to do is to connect to God. Trust God. Pray to God. Ask Him. Tell Him everything what you want. Then He will give you a way on how you're going to achieve it. As what I've said on the last statement of my advocacy speech on Mr. Elite, I told everyone that always connect to God. Because with Him, in Him, and to Him, everything is possible. There is no impossible word for God. So, yung batang nanonood sa akin ngayon, walang kahirapan, walang pagsubok na hadlang sa mga pangarap na gusto mong ma-achieve sa buhay. Always believe in yourself and pray to God.
Okay. Palakihin naman natin yung bata.
Ako na.
OFW. Ano naman ang pwede mong sabihin sa OFW as isang kandidato at isang OFW din ngayon na nakikipaglaban. So ano yung pwede mong ipayo sa ating mga OFWs? Hindi naman magpayo kasi mas marami silang karanasan sa'yo.
Yeah.
But then, siguro inspiration kasi marami kang pinagdaanan ng mga hurdles.
Yeah.
So at least to serve as an inspiration.
Be strong, number one. I know we are all struggling, especially financially, kasi di natin alam paano natin hatiin yung sweldo natin. And that's number one problem that we have. As what I've told yung bata, ganito din yung sasabihin ko sa inyo, always connect to God. Ako, whenever I am lacking of money, kasi ako nagpaparal lang ako ng 3 kong kapatid, I'm always telling myself rather, God provides. Yun na lang yung ginagawa ko. Like, syempre, tao lang tayo. We are doubting. We have the feelings. Nagda-doubt tayo na baka di natin masolve yung ating problem. But at the end of the day, once you realize that there's God, He's always giving way for us to solve any problem. Patatag lang. Laban lang sa buhay. And always choose to be kind. And connected to God. Yun lang. And with that being said, Mr. Arlina, I would like to invite them all and ask for your support for this upcoming Man of the World 2026. So that's going to be held on June 6. The coronation night would be on June 6, but our arrival will be on May 28. So I'll be seeing Philippines again. So I hope guys you're gonna support me for this upcoming event, and I'm gonna see Philippines again. I will all make you proud. Will make all of you proud of me.
Yeah.
Ang makikita niyong Christian on that particular stage is hindi siya different but more improved, well prepared. Regardless what I've said, regardless of the result, I will always make you proud.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Christian Emmanuel Flores, the man of the world of Mr. Elite Society, our representative for the international pageant of Man of the World, to be hosted by Philippines. So, again, tulad po ng sinabi niya, abangan natin siya, suportahan natin siya sa June 6 na laban niya sa international pageant. Okay? The Man of the World, he will continue to be an inspiration to the OFWs. Thank you so much, mga kakwento and mga kakape. Thank you, and till next episode. Okay? Thank you, and bye!